Welcome to Sylvan Lake, the Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Without further delay, Gulls baseball fan, let's welcome the first ever coach in our history, Jason Chatwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Looking to write history tonight, the Sylvan Lake Gulls can secure the Harry Hallis Memorial Trophy over the Regina Red Sox with a victory here tonight. Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome into Game 2 of the Western Canadian Baseball League Final. I'm Cale Clark, and as always, happy to have you tuning in to Gulls Baseball on FloCollege, brought to you by Visit Sylvan Lake. After finally taming the Dogs in the West Final, the Gulls flew east to take on the Regina Red Sox in Game 1 of this WCBL Final, where it was an absolute nail-biter. Let's take a look at the highlights and how that game played out. And, you know, it was Brady By, the sacrifice flyout for the first run as the Red Sox draw first blood, and that was Raphael Jackson that came in to score in the bottom of the third inning. So Red Sox out to an early lead. Gulls would then tie it thanks to Trip Ray driving in a run. But then how about this? Long bomb over the fence. Matthew Fox with the solo homer. He has been absolutely deadly for this Regina Red Sox team, leading by charge in the batting average category among the top batters on this club. 444 is what he's hitting coming into tonight's game, and that is why with the big homer. And then the Gulls, they didn't go anywhere. Trip Ray with another RBI, this time a sacrifice flyout to center field that went drive in, yet the tying rung. I believe that was Brock Tiarina that came in to score. That was top of 6. After that, it was tied all the way to the top of 11, where we see a perfectly executed double play, a double steal that would then seal the deal done by Matthew Quick and Trip Ray. And then how about Mickey McCloskey coming in and throwing absolute heat. Sylvan Lake Gulls now turn to tonight to have a chance at finishing the job in front of their home crowd. We caught up with head coach Jason Chatwood ahead of the game and asked him how his team's gone to this point despite facing all the adversity this season.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, the league, I thought was really competitive this year. I feel like, you know, we had to battle through lots of games, and there's a lot of tough games, and I think those games kind of help prepare us to get to a situation like this. And I think early in the year we had some struggles. So, but I think, yeah, I mean, you got to battle through adversity, and I think guys did a really good job of that. So it's playing our best baseball right now, and that's all that matters.
How important is it to you?
Well, let's take a look at the starting pitcher for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. We'll get back to the rest of that interview a little bit later, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned for that, as well, you know, some good stuff from head coach Jason Chatwood. We also got the reaction from the Regina Red Sox. But Josh Dolich starting this one, he had 11 games under his belt, 4 starts, he has 24 Ks, and he had over 33 innings pitched with a 1.62 ERA. And the first pitch of the WCBL Final, Game 2, is underway as that is fouled up out of play. And here's the order that Josh Dolich is going to have to face here tonight. Raphael Jackson, Zaid Brannigan, and Matthew Fox, who's so deadly with the bat. And Brady By also, you know, can swing a bat as well, the 1, 2, 3, 4 hitters. And this one is lifted in a right center field for the first base hit of the game, as Raphael Jackson gets things started in the right direction for the Regina Red Sox. Looking to avoid this season being done, looking to avoid giving up the chip to the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And, you know, Regina's going to be coming into this one hungrier than ever. And they've had experience. They've been in this situation before. You know they can do it in the other team's building. They did it in the postseason already with Medicine Hat and the tough Saskatoon Berries. So a nice single to throw over to first. Raphael Jackson gets back just in the nick of time. Just underway here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta, Canada. Good to have you tuning in on FloCollege, brought to you by visitsylvanlake.ca. Game 2, as we mentioned, WCBL final. And again, that throw very close. As Dolic keeping a close eye on Raphael Jackson. That did not miss by much, folks. And a seagull literally flying over the mound as we speak. It's just magical here tonight, and this one is hit well into shallow left field. Broken bat on the play, and another base hit for the Regina Red Sox as they get back-to-back base hits to start this ball game, but off of a broken bat from Zaid Brannigan. I mean, wow. That was probably not how he wanted his night to start with a broken bat, now having to get something new out of the dugout, but he'll take a base hit regardless. And that will bring up the deadly Matthew Fox, as we mentioned in the pregame show, with that long bomb solo homer. 444 is what he's hitting in the playoffs. He's got 3 RBIs, 12 hits, and 7 runs scored himself. Dolic finding himself into a little bit of a hole early on, but he gets a nice strike there, 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Umpires for tonight behind home plate, Rob Allen over at first, Ron Shuchuk, the crew chief. That second, we got Trevor Drury, and over at third base, Brad Johnston. It is a 4-man ump crew here tonight. And why not? WCBL final, game 2. This one lifted into center field, settling underneath of it is Kyle Lewis. He'll make the grab and just lightly toss it in there to keep all runners put where they are at. So the first out for the Gulls, and I'm thinking for Josh Dolic, he can now just take a breath here, take a little bit of a breather. But let's take a look at the defense for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Out in left field, we got Matthew Quick, Kyle Lewis at center just making that play, and then Simon Baker joining him in right field. Anthony Gilbert over at third, Tai Yukamoto at short, Jaden Flores at second, and Bryce Turner over at first base. This will bring up number 2, Brady Bye, the catcher of the Regina Red Sox. First pitch in there for a called strike. 88 miles per hour. Six pitches total for Josh Dolic so far in this one. That pitch comes in, 87, and he has Bye swinging out in front of it. 0-2 the count. Full crowd in Sylvan Lake. Line up outside of the gates for an hour and a half before game time, maybe even 2 hours. I got here just shy of 2 hours, and there was a lineup. I tell you, it was packed down to the parking lot. And this one lightly swung on, and it's lifted to shallow center field. Kyle Lewis making a second play, and he'll throw it in a little quicker to keep everybody at bay. A nice play again. Kyle Lewis getting 2 plays back-to-back, hit right out to him, and that's just a soft floater to center field. Kyle Lewis making sure Raphael Jackson over at second not going anywhere on that play. That will bring up first baseman James Wright, and we take a look at Wright's play, and he's also dangerous with the bat. 308 in this postseason. He's had 26 at-bats, 8 hits, 1 double, 2 homers, 6 RBIs driven in. So it doesn't get any easier for Josh Dolic on the mound, as he's really got to earn his work for this one early in this ball game. And he's got him. 88 miles per hour with a fastball. Has Wright swinging. Crowd loves to see that one. Heard it was a record-breaking attendance down in Regina last night at Curry Field for Game 1 of this WCBL final. Shout out to the Regina Red Sox organization for an exceptional night. This is lifted into shallow right field. Getting there on the dive is Simon Baker. What a catch to get things started. And the Gulls strand 2 men on base of the Red Sox. With a beautiful play from Simon Baker, we're going to hand things off to some special good lucks from the Sylvan Lake Gulls organization and its fan base.
What's up, Gulls fans? Jonah Weisner here. Want to send a good luck to the fellows going into the championship round against Regina. Bring it home for the lake.
Hey, you guys got this. Good luck to you. Go out there, have fun, dominate, bring home a chip.
Hey Gulls, you have made Sylvan Lake proud all season. You've got the skills, you've got the heart, and you certainly have the fans. Now let's go win this thing.
Hey guys, we're on our way to Regina! Woo!
Good luck, guys. Go get them.
Hey fellas, wishing y'all luck from down south in Texas. Y'all go get it done.
Hey boys, just wishing you a huge good luck in the CBL finals. I'll be cheering you guys on along. Go Gulls!
What's up, boys? Cooper here. Congrats on beating the Dogs. That's huge. Good luck in the championship and bring the title to Sylvan Lake.
What's up, boys? Marcus here. So happy to see you guys beat up on the Dogs. Made me happy. Can't wait to see who you guys beat up on next and go get that ring.
Oh, I love it. Good stuff there from, some veteran play, some guys that used to play for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, some ownership group. All good stuff there. Wishing the boys good luck in this WCBL final. Let's take a look at your starting pitcher for the Regina Red Sox. That is number 45, Landon Riley. Landon Riley played just 15 innings this summer, 3 games, started 2 of them, and he had a 1-0 win record, a 4.80 ERA, and he gave up 9 runs, 8 of which were earned, and 10 strikeouts. Here's the lineup he's going to have to face, though, and the Sylvan Lake Gulls offense has just really heated up this postseason and later on in the year as well. Tai Yukamoto over at short, Jaden Flores playing second, Brock Tierian are the 1-2-3 batters, and then it doesn't really get any easier or nicer from there. As we know, Anthony Gilbert's got a strong bat, Michael Quick, Trip Ray, Simon Baker in the number 8 spot, and then Kyle Lewis rounding up the batting order. So it's going to be not an easy night for this young man in Landon Riley as the Regina Red Sox. They have some strong pitchers on this team, but at the same time, unfortunately for the Red Sox, have lost, a few key strong arms halfway through the season. But my goodness, when you talk to that coaching staff of Regina, they talked about how, they're happy with the way these guys have stepped up. They filled in the spots that they needed to halfway through the season, and it's a completely different Regina Red Sox team, as it is for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, since the last time these teams met in the regular season back on June 22nd. So Tai Yukamoto quickly down 0-2 in the count. Landon Riley pitching ahead. That's always what you want to see when you're a pitcher. This one comes inside for a ball. Good eye there by Yukamoto. 1-2 the count. Red Sox with 2 hits in the top of this inning to start things off, but then leave 2 runners stranded. That ball gets away. 2-2. Now this could be the difference of the series too. I mean, we talk about it. The WCBL has previewed it many times. The pitching staff of the Regina Red Sox have a couple key pitchers, but the depth on the pitching staff might not be as strong as the Sylvan Lake Gulls pitching staff, so we'll see how they handle the Gulls offense. And to start things off, why not make a play yourself in Landon Riley as he helps field that ball for the first out. Good play there by the first baseman, and James Wright as he takes this and he just flips it over to the pitcher, Landon Riley, and make the first out. That'll bring up Jaden Flores. Sometimes we'll wear the sparkly shoes. Tonight he's wearing the all business shoes. Got those made as in case you're just tuning in for the first time to Gulls baseball, which I'm sure you are, because we've never had the Regina Red Sox here in Sylvan Lake this summer. Each year they take turns in traveling to the other city. Last year Regina was here, but this year it was Sylvan Lake's turn to go to the Saskatchewan road trip. That goes right up the middle, and that gets deep in the hole, and Flores will get there in time, as Matthew Fox just couldn't quite handle it. That's a tough play to make for the shortstop in red. As you take a look at it, he makes a play and he tries to dive and he tries to throw, but as he goes to throw, he lost the handle on it and it goes behind him. So a nice base hit for Flores to get the Sylvan Lake Gulls first base runner of the game. That'll bring up Brock Tierian, the DH tonight. And we take a look at Brock Tierian's stats. 429 on the season. He's got 4 RBIs. Sorry, I should say the playoffs, not the season. 4 RBIs in the playoffs. in his 21 at-bats, 9 hits. And he's scored himself 5 times. And that goes right to the dugout. Line drive, and that goes off the fence and over to Wyatt McKnight. 0-2 the count to Tiarina. Runners going. Flores will dive and get there in time. Successful stolen base by the guy that led the team in stolen bases this season. And he's got wheels. He knows times it out so perfectly. I mean, a great throw still by Red Sox catcher in Brady Bye, but it's very hard to catch that man over at second when he's got the wheels like that. And so far in this playoff, he's got 1 stolen base ahead of tonight. So you know he likes to do that. Brock Tiarina takes that one up high for a ball. Count now at 2-2. 1 away. Still scoreless between the Red Sox and Sylvan Lake Gulls. Just getting underway here, bottom of 1. On deck, Anthony Gilbert will await his turn. As Tiarina takes a big cut at that. Nice strikeout there. The first of the night for Landon Riley. So 2 away, and Anthony Gilbert getting a little bit of some advice and information from DH Brock Tiarina.
Third baseman, number 45, Anthony Gilbert.
Gilbert hitting .381 this playoff. He's got 5 RBIs so far. Takes the first pitch in for a ball, the off speed from Landon Riley. Let's take a look at your defense for the Red Sox. Out in left field, Jordan Tucker. At center, Ian Montz. And over in right field, number 20, Raphael Jackson. And as we bring it to the infield, that's fouled out of play. We'll take a look at third base. Justin Samard, Matthew Fox over at short. In second, we got Zaid Brannigan. And over at first, James Wright with Brady Bye in behind the plate, catching balls and strikes. There's your defense for the Regina Red Sox. That one gets away from the catcher as that goes out, and that's going to get Flores over to third as he moves 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the ball game. And that's something that happened to the Regina Red Sox a couple times yesterday. Moving some base runners in even better scoring position. So Sylvan Lake Gulls looking to take advantage of that if they can. Anthony Gilbert has to just keep this in play and hope he makes it on base. That one catching the outside corner. That brings the count to even, 2-2. Big pitch here for Landon Riley. That one outside brings the count to full. Michael Quick on deck. Full count. And that just tipped out of the glove of Brady Bye, and he wants that back. Anthony Gilbert just stays alive. Let's take a look at the Hearthstone Property Management replay here, and just gets enough of it off the bat, and Brady Bye shakes his head instantly, wanting that one back for the third out of the game, or third out of the inning, my apologies. And that one will walk Anthony Gilbert. So you got runners on the corner. Similar to what we saw on the top of the 11th inning. Be interesting to see with 2 away if the Gulls try and draw this play like they have done all year long. Little trick play, I like to call it. Not so tricky maybe, as it's kind of been around baseball for a while now. But if you can execute it properly, you never know. So they'll bring up Michael Quick. And there goes Gilbert. And they don't throw down to second, as the Regina Red Sox, remember what happened to them last night in the top of the 11th inning, and they weren't falling for it twice. It's pretty much a freebie for Anthony Gilbert. Quick again, that goes right down the middle for a strike. And a back and forth affair last night it was between the Regina Red Sox and the Sylvan Lake Gulls. The Regina go up 1, then next inning Gulls would come back. And that's fouled off the screen. Gulls would come back, they tie it. Regina find a way, score a run again. Sylvan Lake not going anywhere. Next inning, come back, find a way to tie it, and then it was just a pitching duel all the way back, all the way to the bitter end. So 11 innings needed. That one up high. Good eye there by Michael Quick. The man that scored the winning run with that double steal. Two and two the count. Quick drives this up the right field side, and that's going to score in 1, maybe 2 runs. The run coming home, and he's safe. A 2 RBI single for Michael Quick, and the Sylvan Lake Gulls strike first. What a great base hit as Michael Quick turns on that ball, and he just lets it ride out to right field, giving the Gulls 2 runs in this first inning. The 2-out rally continues with Trip Ray at the plate. Trip Ray will ground this out to the shortstop. Then Matthew Fox, and he'll toss that over to Zaid Brannigan for the 3rd out, but not before the Sylvan Lake Gulls drive in 2 runs on 2 base hits. We want to stick around as we went to the Regina Red Sox head coach, asking him, you know, with the situation, he's been in the situation, into another building, he's having a win to keep the series going. Here's what head coach Ry Pathakos had to say.
Hey, we brought in some experienced senior guys that have filled the spots really well for us, and the last 3 weeks, a month of the season, everybody gelled and we started playing really good baseball.
After being upset in the playoffs last year, you come in as the team who shakes things up this playoff season. You know, what has been the ingredient to your guys' success this postseason?
You know, like you have to get hot and peak at the right time, and I think this year we did it. The guys we brought in added an extra little bit of energy and melded with the guys that were here, and come together really nicely.
Now, following last night's nail-biter loss, we were talking a little bit off-camera about how close that was, and, you know, it could go either way with one swing of the bat. But, you know, how does your team prepare for this one tonight, knowing that there's a trophy on the line and you guys could be done the season after an end tonight?
Yeah, you know, the bus ride over, they're all, you know, very energetic, ready to go. Last night, like you said, you know, could have went either way, and something had to give. And we're on the bad end of that last night, but we're here to redeem ourselves, and, you know, we get to tomorrow, anything can happen. It's going to be an outstanding game tonight.
Thank you, Coach. Once again, I want to thank head coach Ry Pathakos, the head coach of the Regina Red Sox, taking the time ahead of this one to talk a little bit about their team's preparation and getting ready for this big game, that a do or die kind of game for them. And, you know, it's been a heck of a playoff run for that Regina Red Sox team, as we talk about. You know, last year they had everything going right for them in the regular season. They go into the postseason, they're the top team in the East Division, and then they get upset in the first round. by Moose Jaw, and in fact swept. Not even 3 games, just swept. And they've been swept the previous 3 playoff appearances in the previous 3 years. So, you know, this year they come in, they're about just above 500 team, and they're the ones doing all the upsetting. They did not have easy tasks at hand in that Eastern Division. That Eastern Division looked strong this year. In fact, it looked one of the strongest divisions we've seen in a while from the East, in Medicine Hat and then the Saskatoon Berries. And they get through Medicine Hat pretty much like no problem. Swept Medicine Hat Mavericks, and then they have to take on the team that broke the record in the most regular season wins in the season at 46. The Saskatoon Berries looked just unstoppable, and the Regina Red Sox found a way to get it done both times in Saskatoon's field. So good stuff there, and head credit to the Regina Red Sox. But how about this hit? This doesn't even have a chance. It is gone. The Regina Red Sox with a solo homer thanks to Ian Montz welcomes Josh Dolich to the second inning with the long bomb. Red Sox not going anywhere. There's a little silencer in the crowd from Ian Montz. You got to be aware of this batting. The Red Sox have some strong batters in this lineup, and there it goes to show yet again. And now this one lifted into left field, and that's going to land as a base hit, maybe 2 as the throw comes in hard, and Riley Bender got halfway to second before having to turn back to first with that strong throw from Michael Quick. So a great base hit, and as he pulls that into the left field. And the Red Sox look like they've got a little something going here, and it's going to prompt a little meeting to the mound from pitching coach Matt Hape. And we got some action already started in the bullpen early in this game, and that's Kai Rempel. And, you know, this is something that the Sylvan Lake Gulls really haven't seen in a while, especially in this postseason, in that their starter is running into issues early on. And so obviously Matt Hape's going to give his pitcher a chance to settle into this game, but you don't want to let things get out of hand too much when he's on the mound. Josh Dolich just having a little bit of a tough start here so far. He's given up the 4 hits to the Red Sox. Couple base hits to lead things off in the first, and then flyouts the rest of that inning to get out of this, the first inning, and then a home run to start inning number 2 and a base hit from Riley Bender. So that'll bring up Justin Simard, third baseman. And he squares up to bunt. That goes off the bat and foul behind home plate. Justin Simard hitting .273 this playoff. He's got 3 hits, 1 RBI. He's got on base 3 times. Or sorry, 5 times with 2 walks. Squares up to bunt again. And then he pulls back and he fires this into center field. All the way back, and then getting there is Kyle Lewis with a terrific play out in center field. I mean, what a heads-up play by the outfield. You think guy's going to bunt, and then he pulls it back last second and just drills it into right center field. But Kyle Lewis not being fooled by that as he gets underneath of it, and quick throw in to keep Riley Bender over at first. Nice play there by the center fielder. So that'll bring up Jordan Tucker, the number 9 batter for the Red Sox. Jolich fires this right over his head. He's got a duck to avoid contact. Good stop there by the catcher and Trip Ray. And so you take a look at this throw coming in a little wild, and ooh, yeah. But what a catch there by Trip Ray to keep that going back to the screen, as that would have allowed Riley Bender to get over to second easily. Comes another throw, that time inside for a called strike, 1-1. So maybe a little bit of nerves to start things out for the pitcher on the mound, and Josh Dolich. Honestly, don't blame him. Big moment like this. Pitchers have to go through a lot. And they have to have a strong mental game. We talk about it all season long, and Josh Dolich up to the task here on this big game. On a Friday night in Sylvan Lake, packed crowd. Berms are packed, seats are packed. Everyone's having a good time here at the ballpark. That one inside again, gets that same call. Evens the count at 2-2. Again, welcoming all viewers across Canada, across the United States of America. Regina Red Sox fans probably tuning in tonight. And this one drilled down the third baseline, but just foul. As Jordan Tucker that close to tying this ball game. I'm sure Riley Bender would have got all the way around on that one, or it would have been close. Count remains even, 2-2. Dolich with the pitch, off speed. This time it stays fair down the third baseline. And that's going to move Jordan Tucker over to third. Here comes the throw, and it's in time. What a throw by Michael Quick. That records out number 2. And lots of time. Tucker knew it right away as he rounds second, and Michael Quick, he's got his game face on tonight. I'm sure the Regina Red Sox are going to take mental note of that after that base hit by Tucker. What a play there, and that'll be the end of the night for Josh Dolich. As Jordan Tucker now over at second, so we'll see Kai Rempel come into this ball game and settle things down. We'll take a quick break when we come back with more Gulls baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
Same pitcher for the Regina Red Sox in the second inning, and rightfully so, Landon Riley back on the mound. He's got a strikeout already and a couple groundouts. Gulls, though, did get the best of him back in the first with a RBI single, 2 base hits, and a walk. And this will bring up Bryce Turner to lead things off in the second inning after making that great play to end the top half of this inning. But good stuff there by the Sylvan Lake Gulls, former players, the ownership group, and, you know, some fans as well, some moms out there. Aiden Macris' mom putting in a post there. So all good stuff, you know. That just goes to show that this community and the fan base and even the former players still love to see and keep tabs on the Sylvan Lake Gulls organization. I know a lot of those guys that are wishing their good lucks wish they were still on this team and part of what is going on right now for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as they chase history. Bryce Turner even on the count, 2-2. And still some Gulls that have been with this franchise for a while watching on in that dugout. You know, Matty Fung, Josh Tucker with the start last night. He has, you know, some stuff to say about this series. Of course, Hunter Jones also watching on. And there's a strikeout on Bryce Turner as Landon Riley gets his second K of the evening. And he's happy about it too, rightfully so. Tough task for the Regina Red Sox pitching staff. That's for sure. It's not going to be easy. Simon Baker stepping into the plate.
Simon Baker.
And he tips this one off. Riley's doing a really good job here tonight too for the Red Sox, staying ahead of the count. I mean, he gets up 0-1, 0-2, and then count comes back to even, but then he finds a way to close things out so far. Baker pops this up just left of home plate, calling everybody off. It's Justin Simard with the catch. Out number 2, just like that. And we're going to see that a lot tonight, I think. It's, you know, hits and runs aren't going to come easy for either team as the pitching continues to stay solid for the Red Sox and for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Good catch there by the third baseman and Justin Simard. So that'll bring up Kyle Lewis, the number 9 hitter. And that one comes in very slow, 76 miles per hour. Slow for maybe some of these guys, fast for me. My fastball doesn't even hit close to 76 miles per hour. So I can't even really say it's slow, to be honest with you. I would be pumped if I could throw something like that. I'd probably just retire from baseball in general, even though I've not really even started. I just call it a day. That one catches the corner. 1-2 the count. Kyle Lewis. Lewis just with 1 hit in his 15 at-bats so far this playoff. He's got 4 walks so far. But the 1 hit that he did hit was a double. And he's came around to score 3 times as well. So you don't want to get this guy on base because he knows how to run the bases. And Sylvan Lake Gulls always seem to find a way to rally around him as well, behind him as well when he gets on base. Even if it's a 2-out rally, they find a way to get it done. Also, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will have a special guest joining me in the broadcast booth here in just a moment. And Kyle Lewis, after being down on the count, waits for the right pitch, has the patience, and gets on with yet another walk. So that'll bring up the top of the batting order, Tai Yukamoto, who grounded out to first. His first at bat here tonight.
The shortstop, number 8, Tai Yukamoto.
And Yukamoto went 1 for 4 last night at the plate. So far, 400. in this postseason. 8 hits. 2 RBIs. This one hit hard down right field. It's going all the way back. That's gone. Tai Yukamoto with the long bomb over the right field wall. Drives in 2 more runs, and the Gulls go up 4-1. That was sailed high and far. Oh my goodness, what a time to come alive. And like I said, the 2-out rally, somehow the Gulls, that's when they keep things going, they heat up. Absolutely sensational bat there by Tai Yukamoto. Sylvan Lake starting hot with the bats. Jaden Flores back to the plate. Last time he was up, he had a base hit and would come around to score the first run of the game. This one goes away, and a wild pitch there. Back to the screen. That one fouled off. 2-2 the count now, even. And that one a swing and a miss on Flores. So the inning comes to a close, but not before a huge bomb by the shortstop in this guy, number 8. Tai Yukamoto with Kyle Lewis over at first. Absolutely drills this yard. And the Gulls go up 4-1. The boys are amped. We'll be back with the top of the third. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Harry Hallis Trophy is in the ballpark. Harry Hallis Memorial Trophy, all shined up, sitting in front of the Sylvan Lake Gulls store. And lots of history, a lot of names on that trophy to be won. People look on, and obviously Gulls fans hoping to see the Sylvan Lake Gulls name the next to be on that trophy if they can pull it off here tonight. As we go right back to the mound, and that is Landon Riley getting his third inning of work for the Red Sox. Pretty good start for him. Unfortunately, he's been greeted by a couple big hits, and one in particular that added a couple more to the score. 4-1, the Gulls lead it with that two-run shot by Tai Yukamoto. This will bring up Brock Tiarina, the DH of the evening. He struck out back at his last at bat in the first inning. Buzz in the crowd that you expected here tonight, and that is a called strike on Tiarina. 2-1 the count. This one bloopered out to left field. And that's caught by Jordan Tucker. Pretty routine catch for him. Didn't have to move very far for that one. So that'll bring up Anthony Gilbert. And, you know, we talk about the Sylvan Lake Gulls and the Regina Red Sox and how they're two completely different teams coming into tonight since the last time they met on June 22nd. And Anthony Gilbert was one of those guys that Sylvan Lake brought in kind of maybe not quite at the halfway mark of the season, as he grounds this over to Justin Samard, and he'll field it with a throw to James Wright in time for out number 2. We take a look at the Hearthstone Property Management replay here. Just, yeah, nice routine play for Wright, and nice throw in time. Or sorry, Justin Smart over to James Wright. But yeah, Anthony Gilbert was one of those guys that they brought in that kind of turned things around. It was after that Eastern Road swing that the Sylvan Lake Gulls finally got things figured out. Went on a little bit of a heater. In fact, they were really playing close to 500 baseball up until that point. Regina was the last team they faced on that road trip. They only won one of the 7 or 8 games that they played, and there's a base hit right up the right center field for Michael Quick to keep this inning alive. And he's having himself a pretty solid night with the bat. 2 base hits. But yeah, the Sylvan Lake Gulls turned things around. A meeting happened when they got back from that road trip. And also, mind you, Jason Chatwood was not on that road trip after dealing with an injury back in Oyen. He had to miss that long road trip out east. So they didn't have their head coach. They had Matt Hape and Wyatt McKnight running the dugout, running the show. They get back. They have some meetings with some of the key players, some of the veteran guys. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls, from June 22nd onward, so this is fouled backwards over our heads. Trip Ray at plate now. After that road trip, went 26-9 from June 22nd. I would say that's a pretty good turnaround. And like I said, a completely different team than what the Regina Red Sox saw at the end of their Eastern Road swing. The Red Sox outscored the Gulls in that doubleheader 12-3, and this is softly contacted in right center field. That will land for another base hit, and that will move Michael Quick over to third, and Trip Ray's on the board. It's a couple 2-out rallies the Sylvan Lake Gulls have now put together, and they're making Regina have to earn that third and final out, as Red Sox running a little bit of trouble just finding that final out in this ball game, and that'll prompt another meeting on the mound, this time for Regina. You know, day weather-wise really turned into a good night of baseball for this Sylvan Lake Gulls organization. Earlier today, as you take a look at the shot, I mean, it's a little cloudy, but earlier on today, if you were here in central Alberta before noon, it was socked in and it was pouring rain all morning and all day. It was kind of scheduled that way, and we were wondering, okay, what's going to happen? It's supposed to break up in the afternoon. Let's hope it does, and it has. And so this game is able to get underway, but a little bit of a moment there for a few fans and a few of the organization members of saying, oh my goodness, it's been a summer of a lot of rain, and are we going to get this ball game in? Well, yeah, sure enough, we are. So that'll bring up Bryce Turner, and Trip Ray trying to go to third, and he's going to try to draw the play, and he gets over to second. Good heads-up play there, though, by the second baseman and Zaid Brannigan to not allow a run scored here. But a throw comes down, and he kind of cuts it off in front of second, and a heads-up play there by Brannigan. Just to kind of, I mean, yes, Trip Ray did get to second in time, but they avoid another run scored. That one outside for 1-1 the count. Bryce Turner. Bryce Turner with the night off last night, didn't play. So he gets back into the lineup here tonight, and that one a called strike. A little bit of a delay strike on that one, but called nonetheless. 1-2 the count. Two-way. Gulls lead at 4-1. Runners at third and second. Here comes the pitch. Ball swung on foul behind home plate. Bottom of the third inning. 63 pitches so far for Landon Riley. Here comes the pitch, and that is in the turf. A good stop there by to not allow that going back to the screen. Otherwise, again, Gulls could score a run. So that evens the count 2-2. And Red Sox, just for some reason, having a little bit of trouble finding that third out in this ball game. A couple times where they're up two outs right away, and Gulls find a way to keep things going. Turner looking to do that, stays alive in the batter's box, fighting off that pitch. Really good at bat here by Turner. The kid from Patriot, Indiana, goes to Southwest Tennessee Community College. Here comes the pitch. And that's just outside, a little high, foul, or sorry, ball 3. So full count, 3-2. Getting my words mixed up here. Oh my goodness, might be a long night, ladies and gentlemen. My apologies. Full count, two-way. And that is down and away, so that'll walk Bryce Turner. Bases loaded. And the inning continues for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. So a little meeting between catcher and pitcher and Brady Bye and Landon Riley. That'll bring up Simon Baker. Riley just trying to find a way to get out of this one, as he finds himself in a little bit of a hole. From Cochrane, Alberta, just down the QE2, goes to Gonzaga University. Baker's been an affiliate with this team before. He's been here a couple years now. He comes in this year and he acts like a veteran, basically. He's led by example. A young kid. He's only 18 or 19 years old. He's got lots of baseball in him yet. Takes a big cut at that one, and the crowd knew it. 1-1. Good pitch there by Landon Riley. And that gets right in the back of Simon Baker, so that's going to score another run for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, now up 5-1. And Baker will take that all day long. That's taken one for the team, literally. As we see this pitch come in, and yeah, right off the right hip.
The center fielder, number 42, Kyle.
So the inning continues. Kyle Lewis at the plate, walked last time at bat. Watches this one come in slowly for a strike. 0-1. That pitch outside, 1-1 now. Kyle Lewis has a really good eye. I mean, you gotta give him credit. This guy he knows how to outweigh a pitcher. He's very similar to a Matty Fung, to a Cleary Simpson, just has an eye for the game. That one just catches down and inside, or outside, away, sorry. Lewis didn't agree with it, but good call from Rob Allen. That one outside as well. That one Lewis thought about, but good eye to hold back. 2-2 the count now. And we see some action in the bullpen for the Regina Red Sox. Number 12 is getting loose. That's Jason Moist. Here comes the pitch. This is hit well. Left field. Going back, though, is Jordan Tucker, and he will settle underneath of it for the third and final out. So the Red Sox escape bases loaded situation, but Michael Quick does come in as scorer, and it is now a 5-1 Sylvan Lake Gulls lead when we head to the top of the fourth. You're watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege.
Have you ever wondered if there's one thing that connects people from across our province? Something that connects the coffee shop to the spray park, or the brewery to the rodeo, the campground to the sports field, the friend next door, with your family in the next town, the dealership with the ice cream shop. It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
Well, I don't think that's a seagull, but playing a little bit of duck, duck, goose maybe out in the crowd. That's quite the hat, though. I'll give that fan some credit. It's kind of close to a seagull. I don't know. Maybe my guys, producers thought maybe it's a duck. I don't know. It looks close to a seagull. I don't know. I'm getting mixed up. I'm getting told it's a duck in my ear, but that's a good seagull on a hat. There you go. That's probably one of the best. One of the best things I've seen worn here at Gulls Field, to be honest with you. But pretty cool stuff. I'm guessing he probably isn't making a lot of friends with the row behind him wearing that hat. Not sure if that hat kind of goes pretty high with the seagull on top, but he might even attract some of the seagull's friends. I don't know. So Kai Rappel back for another inning of work after coming in for Josh Dolich. And he's doing pretty good. Pretty good so far. Got one strikeout so far. And this is James Wright, who he's facing in the batter's box. That one into the turf. Tripray stopped that from going behind. 2-2 the count. In fact, if you take a look at your screen, folks, the guy that had the seagull on his head, he took it off probably so that people behind him could watch, but it's the guy just below the scoreboard on your left side of the screen, third row up. He's talking to his wife and friend there, and That's the guy that had the hat on earlier, and this is hit well into right field. That's going to land for yet another base hit for the Regina Red Sox. This is going to be maybe a double, and the throw comes in, but a good hit and run play there by James Wright to get over to second. As he lifts this in opposite field and just down the first baseline. And that's what the Regina Red Sox have been doing a lot of tonight, is they've been finding the gaps and they've been really aiming for the first and third baselines, which makes it very hard to defend against for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. That's hit number 6 for the Sox. And the Red Sox have led off every inning except the third with a base hit. And that goes right off the numbers of Ian Montz, who had that home run back in the second inning. So he'll reach base. And just like that, for the third time tonight, the first 2 batters in the inning of the Regina Red Sox get on base. So this is where, if you're Regina, you gotta think, hey, when do we start cashing these guys in? Because Sylvan Lake Gulls have stranded quite a few of their runners on base. Already, as we mentioned earlier on, 4 runners have been stranded on base tonight for the Red Sox. Bremple up 0-1 and on Riley Bender, the DH today. Bender lifts this into right field, all the way back towards the track, and Simon Baker makes a great grab at it. They'll throw this in, but now that'll move James Wright over to third. Ian Mont stays over at first. Great catch here by Simon Baker. He kind of had to really leap at the end at the track to come away with that one. Great contact by Riley Bender. That'll bring up Justin Samard, runners on the corner. Red Sox hoping to cash one of these guys in. Samard flying out to center field last time at bat. This one comes in. A little bit of an off speed, and that's fouled down the right field baseline. We got a little bit of action going on in the bullpen, so we might be seeing some Sylvan Lake Gulls pitchers rotating in this game a little quicker than normal than what we have seen so far this postseason. That's Jacob Rochelle getting loose in the bullpen. Again, stay tuned, folks. We'll have a special guest here in the broadcast booth in just a moment. You don't want to go anywhere. This guy can talk. And that pitch comes down low for ball number 2, 2-1. To Justin Samard. On deck, Jordan Tucker, the number 9 hitter, rounding out the batting order. That pitch catching down low for strike number 2. 2-2 the count. That's lifted foul down the first base line. Out in the parking lot, that one. Justin Samard hitting .273 this postseason, 3 hits. He's got 1 RBI. And a strikeout for Kai Rempel. His second of the night. Samard cutting at that one. Great pitch for Rempel. That was a huge one at that. Runner still on the corners for Regina. So that'll bring up Jordan Tucker, who had a base hit back in the second inning. That goes right up the middle. Kai Rempel will field this ball and throw it over to Bryce Turner. How about a little fist bump there as the Sylvan Lake Gulls do it again. After giving up a couple base runners right at the beginning of the inning, they shut the door and leave two more runners stranded at the Regina Red Sox and have a 5-1 lead heading to the bottom of the fourth inning.
Thanks for all your support this season.
Well, there's a great shot of this packed crowd, and as you know, Benny, this crowd shows up and supports this team in Central Alberta. The Sylvan Lake Gulls, just so lucky to have such a great fan base like this. What can you say about this fan base here in Sylvan Lake?
Man, it is absolutely incredible. And honestly, when it comes to playoff season too, it's a couple of the most memorable games I've ever played in my entire career, just because of this fan base that they have and the support that they give us. It's absolutely incredible. And even to this day too, I walk around town and people still know who I am. I'm like, holy cow, like it's really special, the things that they give to us here. And I hope like this would be just something incredible, because I know it's something they've been looking forward to for a long time, is this championship. And I think that knock on wood, would be the best gift we could ever give them, right?
I was just going to say, what would the Harris Trophy do for this fan base? I mean, it would be, and this is hit well into the gap as Raphael Jackson leads things off, what he does best, with a base hit out to right field. And that's just kind of what the Regina Red Sox have done. I mean, they do a really good job with the bats. They get things started. It's kind of like the opposite of what the Sylvan Lake Gulls have done. The Sylvan Lake Gulls go down quickly 2 outs with the bats, but then they turn things on, where the Regina Red Sox turn things on to start, and then the Gulls somehow find a way to shut things down with base runners stranded. But
I think that's for the defense that we got, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
it's
that's
completely opposites, right?
Knowing Chatty too, I know that's one thing. Good block there, Trip. Knowing like one thing I think Chatty really takes pride in too is the defense. There's the man right there. Man, the legend right there, Jason Chatwood, with the playoff mustache buzzing right now. Gotta love that.
I like it.
But I know that's something that he really takes pride in too, is the defense. And working with him at St. Joe's, that's one thing I've come to learn too, is he like truly believes in the philosophy that defense does win the championships. And I think that pitching, defense, I think that's one thing. It's one thing to hit, right? But I think that's like a feast or famine thing, where the bats can either be hot or they can be cold. But if you have solid pitching and defense consistently, that's what can win you ball games. And I think that's what's attributed to the success of the program in the last 4 years, right? Is we've had guys like Boudreau, Hospital, Veselinovic, Rempel, Dolich, McClaskey, like all these big-time arms. And we've had a really good shortstop every single year.
Solid
Weisner, Polson, Roy last year, just Yukamoto now this year, right? And I think that's just the piece of the puzzle that really is key, right? That those main guys up the middle, the guy on the mound consistently rolling them out, and the way that he develops them. And I think that that's really paid dividends in the long run. Soft, get in front.
This is squipped into the right field, as that will land for another base hit for the Red Sox. So again, 4th time this has happened tonight. First 2 batters start off by getting on base one way or the other, mostly with hits. And with 0 outs, you got runners on first and second for the Regina Red Sox.
I don't know if it's like a broadcasting rule or something. When I listen to the Jays game, they're so impartial of what happens, but I feel like I'm not going to be like that tonight.
No, fair enough.
Just a forewarning to all those Red Sox fans out there. This is my alma mater, so I can't be impartial right now. So
I love it.
Apologies in advance here to all those fans out there. Here we go. Touch the bag.
And Anthony Gilbert is going to touch the bag, try to turn the double play, but not in time.
It's all right. Back to where he started.
But they take the lead runner over at third. Good play there by Anthony Gilbert. And Matthew Fox gets on with a fielder's choice.
Yeah, this is the busiest I might have ever seen it. Do you know what the attendance is on this evening?
I don't know yet. I'm sure the numbers will come our way here shortly. But, yeah, this has got to be one of the top record-breaking nights that the Gulls have had. I mean, there was a lineup. There's a lineup, Benny, like 2 hours before this game. I've never driven to the ballpark and had people beat me like they did waiting outside of the fence and lined up down the ramp right pretty much to the parking lot. It was incredible to watch. Like there's excitement in the air, and there's a lot of really excited fans for this Gulls organization and Regina. I'm sure Regina's got quite a few fans.
I bet
in
they made
attendance
the trip
here
out
today.
too.
But
I saw some things on social media that they had some fans rolling out too.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's great to see.
But it was funny last night. I was going to bed and I was planning on going out to this game, right? And got to watch out. My girlfriend's sitting out on that side. I don't know if she can.
Yikes.
She played center field in college though. D2 softball player.
Okay.
She dominated.
Okay,
it.
so she knows how to catch
I
a
don't think
ball.
she gives herself enough credit for how those hands are working.
Yeah.
I think she can make a play
I
out
like it,
there.
yeah.
But she woke me up last night in the middle of the night. She's like, "There's no tickets left." And I was,
she woke you up.
Yeah, and I was dead
wow.
asleep, and I was just like, "Hey, like we'll find a way. Like, there's no way I'm not going to come to this game.
No,
so we'll find a way."
We're getting
but
Benny Prediger
yeah,
into
we
this
have,
game.
Well, I mean, there's no way I'm going to miss this.
No,
this
exactly.
is like once in a lifetime opportunity, right?
100%.
And I think too, just for the sake of Jason, right? I think this is something that I was just talking to Shauna outside, and it's something that he deserves more than anything, right? And I don't honestly think he gets the credit he deserves. And I know he was the coach of the year, and that is a lot of credit right there. But I never really realized as a player coming in how much work on the back half it takes to make this whole operation happen. And the work that those three guys put in right there, not only Jason, but Matt, Wyatt, like the late nights, they do our laundry for us too, right? And it's something that like I don't think you really realize until after the fact, but the things that they do for us to just be able to come in and play, it's second to none, right? And I think they deserve all the credit in the world. Not only Jason, but like Wyatt, Matt, like holy cow, those guys are just working their butts off day and night. And it's just, yeah, they're really grinding it for us. And I think that this is something that they deserve, and it's been a long time coming.
Well said. Brady By at the plate, by the way. Now count full as that one goes into the turf for 3-2 count. And, Brady By having a really good at-bat here, too. He's fouled off a couple pitches in a row there to stay alive. But, you talked about how, there was, of course, you're playing for Chatty. You're playing for this fan base. But what about the guys like you? And they're all running on this play as that's a strikeout on Brady By. Runners advance, however. Both runners were running on the play. Zaid Brannigan and Matthew Fox advance an extra base, but now two-way on the Regina Red Sox. But, you guys, that former players like you and former players like all those guys that you said before you, Jonah Weisner and Roy and all those guys, Albaholes, and, this has to feel good for them even. And it must hurt a little bit not being able to be a part of this organization when you finally make it to the final, you make it past the Dogs. But what can you say about just watching these guys getting the job done on something that you guys before have really tried so hard to get to, and when you just came up a little short, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's obviously there's some feelings towards it where it's just like, yes, I wish that that's something I got to experience, and yes, I do wish that there was nothing I ever wanted more than a championship for this town, this city, right? And I think that now for these guys to be able to do it, and I was saying this at the start of the year, I think to my dad, was if there was ever a group to do it, it would be these guys. The adversity that they faced at the start of the year, I think that taught them some valuable lessons on learning how to win, right? And I think that being able to do that only benefited them later in the season, where you look at the teams from previous years, we dominated that front half of the year, right? Like we did nothing but win ball games. That's all we did. But then we started to taper off slowly when it got to postseason time, right? And I think that those early trials and tribulations of this group only help them in moments like this, right? And I think that back to your original question, how it feels as an alumni, it's the only thing I ever want for the city was win a championship. And whether it's me doing it, whether it's these guys, whether it's 2 years down the road, right? There's nothing I want more than the owners, the coaches, the city, the town, whoever supports. That's the only thing I want for them, is just to pay them back in wins and banners and trophies and good ball games like this, playoff atmospheres, because that's what they deserve, right?
Yeah,
and I think at the end of the day, the Gulls organization, this is a family, right? Graham and Jen take care of me to this day, and Akil and everyone. I owe them the world because they gave me the best 2 summers of my entire life. And these guys, this community, like, they still remember me. They appreciate me. Like, they high-five me. Kids dap me up in town. And it's, you know, it's something I could never really, like, repay enough. So I think just for them to win it this year, next year, whenever, I think that's just the only thing that – oh, close.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that, like, truly matters to me is just – these fans getting what they deserve, and that's some damn good baseball. Darn good baseball.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
absolutely.
Rule number
Well
one.
said.
Broke it.
No, you're good. Well said. James Wright walks to first here. Base is now loaded, so that will set up a little meeting on the mound for Matt Hape and Kai Rempel. I think that'll be it for him. So that'll be the night for Kai Rempel. In comes veteran pitcher. Big Vest is what they like to call him. We'll be back with him when we come back. You're watching Gulls baseball on FloCollege. Big Vest on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and he is feeling it. He did some terrific work coming in for Kai Rempel with the bases loaded situation, and he strikes out Ian Mons to retire the 5th inning for the Sox, and again strands out more base runners, and that has been the theme tonight for the Regina Red Sox. If you're just tuning in now, the Sylvan Lake Gulls lead at 5-1. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Red Sox out hitting the Sylvan Lake Gulls 8-5. Just unfortunately for them, their hitting isn't coming at timely moments where they can't seem to find a way to cash in runs. The Gulls defense doing a good job of crunching down and getting things done when they need to, and the bats have done a pretty solid job in the first 3 innings of this ball game. Big Vest throwing hard. That's 95 on the gun. 1-2 the count now to Riley Bender, Justin Simard on deck, and then Jordan Tucker rounding out the batting order here in the bottom or top half of the 6th inning. And there is another strikeout for the big man in number 25, Nick Veselinovic. He's feeling it. 2nd strikeout of the night. I'll bring up 3rd baseman Justin Simard. 0 for 2 on the evening. Struck out back in the 4th.
Number 11, Justin Simard.
And Justin Simard swings on this one. It is going down, foul towards foul line, but it's caught fair by Simon Baker in right field for out number 2. A great shot there of Gulls Field on what turned out to be a pretty nice night. It's a little cool, but it's dry, and that is the main thing here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. Cale Clark, glad to have you tuning in to the Gulls broadcast on FloCollege. This is Game 2 of the WCBL Final. It has been something to watch so far, and buckle up because we aren't done yet. We got a few more innings to go here. Jordan Tucker at the plate had a base hit back in the 2nd, and then he grounded out right to Kai Rempel in the 4th inning. Two 2-0 with a count to Jordan Tucker. Here comes the pitch. Hit well into right field, and that will stay fair down the first baseline as Baker's going to throw this in, but Tucker's going to get there to 2nd for a sliding double. So another base hit lands for the Red Sox, and this 2-out rally will begin for Regina. That'll bring up the oh-so-dangerous Raphael Jackson, who is 2 for 3 on the evening. Couple base hits before and then grounded out to first base in the 2nd. Runner in scoring position for the Red Sox. And this is hit into the hole out in right field. Baker's going to field it with the long throw at home, but not in time as Jordan Tucker comes in to score. So finally, the Red Sox find a way to cash in a run thanks to Raphael Jackson. Score now 5-2.
Number 21.
That'll bring up Zaid Brannigan, 2nd baseman. He's 2 for 3 on the night. 10 base hits for the Red Sox. That one just missing inside and up high for ball 1. Want to thank again Benny Prediger, Gulls alumni catcher, for joining us here in the broadcast booth just recently, moments ago. Always has something to say, and a great kid. Took this community as his home, and this is a throw down to 2nd and not in time. They're going to call Raphael Jackson making it to 2nd with a stolen base just in time. And Jackson looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort here. Looks like he jammed his thumb on the play. He's So we take a look at the Hearthstone Property Management replay. A great throw by Trip Ray. And yeah, Jackson just jamming his left thumb on that bag. And he needs some time here to shake it off. And he says he's a good, but that didn't look like it was fun. I'm not sure if he jammed on the base or the foot of Tai Yukamoto, but it looks like he's going to be okay. He's like, yeah, let's keep her going. I'm fine. Just one of those pains that it's going to last for a while, and you just hope that by playing longer and more, it'll go away on its own. But that's got to be tough to swing a bat after that. And let's take a look at this play again. Now the throw, is it in time? Yeah, I don't think it is. No, it's not. He's there safely. But yeah, his left hand does get kind of jammed up there on the bag. So keep our eye on that for Raphael Jackson, but a great stolen base nonetheless. And then this is lifted into shallow center field, and this is going to drive in another run. So now the bats are coming alive for the Regina Red Sox, and they're giving Sylvan Lake a little taste of their own medicine after quickly being down with 2 away. They get a 2-out rally going, and they drive in 2 runs. And again, if it wasn't for that stolen base, that wouldn't be a run scored. So a nice RBI single there for Zaid Brannigan. And we got a new pitcher warming up in the bullpen, just in case. As Big Vess isn't done yet. 93-mile-per-hour fastball inside. And he comes back with the exact same pitch. 0-2. Jacob Rochelle warming up in the bullpen just in case, but they're going to try to leave things up to Big Vess here. And he does the job. Finally gets out number 3, but not before the Red Sox have something to say about a first after a few more base hits added to the scoreboard and finally adding a couple runs. It's only a 2-run game. Gulls lead at 5-3 heading to the bottom of the 6th when we come back. Here's the new pitcher for the Regina Red Sox, Nicholas Yard. He goes to Doane University from Newitt, Colorado. And he will face Jaden Flores, who is oh so dangerous for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Batting .318 in the postseason, but in the regular season, .331. He led the team with RBIs at 32 this season, and led the team in homers as well. 6 home runs he hit as he takes the first pitch for a strike, and a easy steal for Tai Yukamoto as they were trying to draw the play over at third. So bases at third and second, 1 away. Flores with a base hit back in the first inning. Struck out in second and grounded out in the fourth. Takes a big cut at that one. 0-2. They call him J-Flo. He's got the style. The shoes are something else if he's wearing the sparkly ones. He's not wearing them tonight, but you wonder if we'll win tonight, he might bring them out. Might be his dancing shoes, as he's down on the count right now, 0-2. That one up high. Again, this is Nicholas Yard, new pitcher for the Red Sox. Yard pitched in 15 games in the regular season. That's fouled off. Back to the screen. 15 games in the regular season. He pitched 34 innings, 30 Ks, gave up 25 earned runs. And so far has had 2 games of work in the postseason. Just over 4 innings, 3 Ks, 3 earned runs. 1-2 to Jaden Flores. And that one inside and high. Evens the count at 2-2. (6-3) Gulls lead. Bottom of 6. An absolute battle here at Gulls Field. Off speed, just a little up high, misses outside, brings the count to full. So Flores doing a good job with this at bat, being down 0-2 at one point, now brings it to full. 1 away, runners in scoring position. Can the Gulls add some more? And he fights that one off, stays alive, still full count. Again, congratulations to the Saskatoon Berries on their incredible season. 46 wins that beat the Gulls' WCBL all-time regular season win record that they set last season. And Regina Red Sox knocking them out in the Eastern Final and knocking Jaden Flores out the batter's box with a swing and a miss. Good pitch there by Nicholas Yard. So that'll bring up the DH, Brock Tiarina. 0 for 3 tonight. Looking to get himself on the board in a big way in the big game. Should he continue things on, Anthony Gilbert on deck. That one misses just outside for ball 1. That one catch in the corner. 1-1. Lights are on at Gulls Field, Pagattle Park. That one catching inside now. 1-2. Good pitches there by Nicholas Yard for the Red Sox, looking for the final out. Gulls have done a good job with keeping things going with 2-out rallies. So they've scored a good chunk of their runs so far tonight. And Brock Tiarina looking to do the same. Fights that one off, fouls it off the screen. Should the Red Sox win tonight, Game 3 will go tomorrow night here at Gulls Field. 7:05 p.m. start. Should be a beautiful day too tomorrow. Sunny. Sun in the forecast anyway. Today was a little questionable, but Mother Nature so far has been nice to us. A little cool on the cool side for these players, especially the guys from down south and that are used to hot climaxes in the States. And Tiarina again fights this one off. Really good at bat here for Brock Tiarina. Nicholas Yard throwing quite a few. 13 so far since coming in this inning. One and two the count, 2 away. Here comes the pitch. Tiarina swings on it, popped up, shallow right center field, and it is caught by Raphael Jackson. Had to run a long way to make the grab, but does it to retire the inning. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls add one more run to the score, now making it 6-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. We'll be back with more Gulls baseball. Well, if this is your first time watching a Gulls broadcast, the 7th inning stretch, we do a pump it up, and the fans all pumping it up right there on the berm. Fans of all ages, the kids, the adults, everybody involved. Good stuff, guys. Thanks for the shot. Green Onion Media, the producers of every Gulls game. And how about this? A leadoff hit down the third baseline for Anthony Gilbert's going to try to turn 2 here. And he gets there in time. That's how you start things off. And Gulls still would stop 2 runs, but the Red Sox have put a little bit of pressure on the Sylvan Lake Gulls team with back-to-back innings scoring some runs and clawing their way back to within grasp. Now only a 2-run lead, but Gulls, Anthony Gilbert might have something else to say, and Michael Quick as well now at the plate. He's 2 for 3 on the night. Looking to feed off the energy from the pump it up and feed off the energy from that leadoff hit, leadoff double, I should say, thanks to Anthony Gilbert. But yeah, glad to have you tuning in to Gulls broadcast on FloCollege, brought to you by visitsylvanlake.ca. Thanks for tuning in, whoever you are and wherever you might be. We appreciate it. This has been a fun night to watch, fun night for everybody in attendance, and everybody hopefully at home has been enjoying it as well, as this is a bunt down the third baseline, and it's gonna trickle foul. Michael Quick almost laid down a perfect bunt. Just had a little too much spin on that ball, and it had just enough juice to get over the line in time. Nice try there from Michael Quick. We've seen some really good bunts by the Sylvan Lake Gulls team, especially in the playoffs. And Quick thought about bunting, and he pulls back, and it's a called strike. And he's not happy about it. You can tell by the expression on the face that he thought there's no way. However, call will be a strike. 1-2 the count to Michael Quick, left fielder. And he drills that right into the Gulls dugout. Look out there. And heads up Jason Chatwood, by the way. Chatwood has seen enough of those this year. Been a couple of hard hit balls towards the dugout tonight. 1-2 to Michael Quick. The bunt is off, and he takes a late swing at that one as Nicholas Yard ties him up. And got him going out swinging behind that one. So a good pitch there by Yard. That'll bring up Trip Ray.
Here's the catcher, number 13, Trip Ray.
This is grounded to the shortstop. They're going to make the throw over to third, and it's in time to catch Anthony Gilbert. As Trip Ray lines this right to shortstop Matthew Fox, makes a great throw over to the third baseman of Justin Samard, and he gets the tag in time. So they get the leadoff runner, and that's a huge play, by the way. As Trip Ray reaches base on a fielder's choice. That'll bring up Aiden Macris, the first time he has seen the plate and have a bat in his hand since coming in for Bryce Turner just a couple innings ago. 2 away. Gulls looking to keep a 2-out rally going. Macris takes a big cut at that one for strike number 1. The Okotoks Alberta native defeating his hometown team in the Western Final, and some good stuff in the after the game. They had a lot of great meetings between the Dogs and the Gulls players, and Aiden Mackers was one of those players that had nothing but respect for those guys down there. This is going to be fair down the third baseline, and Mackers beats out the throw as that was placed perfectly, and hard for Justin Simard to make the toss. Couple bouncer. Simard had to really chuck that ball across the diamond. But Macris, with some wheels on him, gets there in time to keep this two-out rally alive. That'll bring up Simon Baker, the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 38, Simon.
He's got an RBI. Already tonight, and a base hit back in the 6th. This guy can swing a bat, that is for sure. Baker 238 in the playoffs. And he had a 252 batting average in the regular season and 131 at-bats, 20 RBIs, 4 home runs, and 33 hits. The youngster from Cochrane, Alberta, can really put a charge in the ball. And he takes a big cut at that one, and we noticed that he obviously had that home run in Okotoks in the Western Final. That was huge. It was a grand slam, too, of all things. That was what gave the Gulls that win in Okotoks. One. And he takes another big cut at that one. Down 1-2. Good pitching here by the Red Sox and Nicholas Yard. You knew this game was going to be a battle. It wasn't going to be easy for either side. One and two. Baker pops this up into foul territory, going to the track, and it lands safely. Justin Simard might have slid a little too soon on that play. Otherwise, he might have been able to get there in time, but a good try there as it bounces away from him. Really good effort by the third baseman. Ladera Ranch, California kid. Baker looking to keep this inning alive. And he hits this well, but right to the left fielder and Jordan Tucker. So the inning will be retired. Gulls with 0 runs, 2 runners stranded, couple base hits in that inning. They'll still have a 6-4 lead when we head to the top of 8. 6, Mickey McClaskey from Lake Oswego, Oregon, Bellevue University product. Red Sox saw this guy last night. He ended things, and you know he can throw hard. This will be Mickey McClaskey's 4th game of the playoffs. He's got over 3 innings pitched, 5 Ks, 2 saves. He's only given up 1 hit. And he starts off with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. That one fouled back. Oh, 0-2 on the center fielder, Ian Mons. That one just fouled off, staying alive, Ian Mons. Fouled off the turf. Nothing like a little drama in Game 2 of the Western Canadian Baseball League Finals. You got to give credit to the Regina Red Sox. They didn't go anywhere. They battled and stayed in this game right to the bitter end, and they're trying to keep it going here. 6-4, Gulls lead it. Runners at first and second. And a swing and a miss. Dropped, but it's not going to matter. There's one away.
The designated hitter, number 19, Riley Bender.
Riley Bender, the DH tonight, 1 for 4 at the plate. And he started with a strike, looking strike. Double play is in play here, ladies and gentlemen. Mickey McClaskey. The 0-1 pitch to Riley Bender, and that catches the corner as well. 0-2. To Riley Bender. And that is a hopper. It gets away. Trip Ray's going to hustle onto it, and that'll advance the base runners. So double play maybe not in order now. A tough pitch there by Mickey McClaskey. Maybe a little bit of the nerves getting to him on that one. And we're going to call a time. They're going to run a pinch runner in over at second base. That is number 42 coming in. And we're going to try to find out who 42 is. Or sorry, it's 48, my apologies. So that's going to be Jory Graves, Regina, Saskatchewan native. I thought 42 from up here, and down low the guys told me 48. So thanks, guys. So runners at third and second. Sylvan Lake finding themselves a little bit in a hole here. One away. The 1-2 count. This is a huge pitch for Mickey McClaskey on Riley Bender. And he fouls that back to the screen. Stay alive. That one also fouled on. Just enough to stay alive. 1-2 the count remains. Some more warming up in the bullpen just in case, and that looks like it'll be Leroy Taveras. You know he'll be ready to come into this game if he needs to. Obviously hoping for his pitching staff, his teammates to help get the job done. McCloskey does with that strikeout. That's 2 away. Red Sox down to their final out. Oh boy. The fate rests on Justin Simard.
Now batting for the Red Sox, third baseman, number 11, Justin Simard.
Mickey McCloskey down potentially to his final batter. 2-away, runners at third and second. Gulls lead at 6-4. McCloskey, pitch swung on and foul as the rain comes down here in Sylvan Lake. Oh and 1 to Justin Simard. Here comes the pitch, and it's called strike. The Red Sox are down to their final strike. The crowd is on their feet. Mickey McCloskey looking to do something that has never been done before here in Sylvan Lake. 0-2 pitch, down and into the turf. And he shakes his head like, yeah, okay. Try to get him to swing on that one. 1-2. Everybody here at Gulls Field, Pagano Park, are on their feet. Gulls wanting to do this for Jason Chatwood. Gulls wanting to do this for the community. Mickey McCloskey wanted to do this for his teammates. This is grounded to Jaden Flores. He stops it. He's on his feet. Throw at home. Comes in. And he's safe. This game is tied. Oh boy. A tough play deep in the hole. Jaden Flores stops it. Couldn't find it. They send the runner home. Great throw, but not in time. As heads up base running there by James Wright comes in to tie this ball game in the top half of the 9th inning. Wow. And a good hit there by Justin Simard to keep this game alive and now tie the game. Now the Gulls need to settle in and find a way to get her done here, as it's 2-away. Great play there by the Regina Red Sox third baseman, and Justin Simard hits it deep into the hole and just in the gap enough to not allow an easy play for Jaden Flores, and he makes a good stop from letting it go in the outfield, but it doesn't matter. It was enough for the Red Sox to tie this ball game. And now 3 straight balls from Mickey McCloskey. As the rain's coming down a little bit here in Sylvan Lake, lightly. Nobody really leaving their seats though. And the crowd still getting behind Mickey McCloskey, and that's Jordan Tucker taking all the way on that one. Three and 1 to Jordan Tucker. And he's walked. It's just been a tough night for the pitching staff of the Sylvan Lake Gulls. This offense for the Red Sox has just had no quit. They have been absolute workforces here in this ball game, and that is going to have yet another meeting on the mound from the pitching coach and Matt Hape. Unfortunate break for the Gulls, down to the last strike of the ball game, and Justin Simard plays hero for the Regina Red Sox to keep this game going. So they're going to just kind of get everybody on the right page here, calm things down a bit. Runners at first and second for Regina. The drama continues. And Raphael Jackson coming up to the plate, who has been very, very strong here tonight. He's got 3 base hits, an RBI, got on base to an error in the 8th as well. He has been very, very good tonight with the bat. 1 runner in scoring position. It's going to be a test here for Mickey McCloskey. And that gets away as the runners advance an extra base. So now the Red Sox in position to maybe take their very first lead of this ball game. They're trying to let Mickey McCloskey end things himself. Big swing, big miss. Raphael Jackson tried to send that to the moon with that swing. So it'll be interesting to see what the Red Sox do for the bullpen and who they send out to start the bottom half of this 9th inning. But the Gulls have to get out of this one first. It's 2-1 to Jackson. What a game it's been, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you at home have been enjoying it just as much as we have been here at the ballpark. What a final this is turning out to be. And this is hit into the gap. The Regina Red Sox are going to take their first lead of the ball game. And things are just falling apart here in the 9th for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Raphael Jackson continues to absolutely dominate with the bat here tonight. And he is a big part of why the Red Sox have come all the way back, have scored 4 runs in the top of 9, and now lead 8-6.
Number 21, Zayed Brannigan.
Regina Red Sox just show no quit. A comeback team. And they put the pressure now on the Sylvan Lake Gulls in the bottom of 9 to keep this game even going, or else we'll be coming back here tomorrow night, folks. And this is hit well into deep right field, going all the way back to the wall, and it's gone. Regina has just silenced this crowd. Zayed Brannigan lifts this over the fence of right field, and they go up by now 4 runs. Wow, what a turn of events in this ball game. I am speechless. Have you ever seen anything in a WCBL final like this? Absolutely incredible. Red Sox explode in the 9th inning. Gulls have their work cut out for them now. And that's fouled off the screen. 1-1. 2-1 the count now, and the Gulls just trying to get out of this inning. And it's going to now all rely on the bats. What can the bats do for the Sylvan Lake Gulls? Can we have more drama yet to be made in this game? This is hit right to third baseman Anthony Gilbert. Will field it, make the throw to Macris. Good pick up there, and this inning is over. But wow, what a dominant top of 9 for the Regina Red Sox. 6 straight runs now lead this ball game. They were down 2, down to their final strike, and they are up 4 runs going to the bottom 9. Gulls coming to bat. Same pitcher's going to stay on the mound for the Red Sox, and Nicholas Yard. He has done a pretty good job of coming in and shutting things down on the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Last run scored by the Gulls was back in the 6th. That then gave them a 6-3 lead. That has since quickly vanished. It was 6-4 heading the 9th. Red Sox were down to their final strike, final out. And then the 2-0 rally exploded. They got 6 runs in the top half of the 9 and now lead by 4. That'll bring up Brock Tiarina to the plate, and now it's all on the offense of the Sylvan Lake Gulls to keep this game going or win this ball game. As they saw a lead that they had pretty much majority of the night vanish just like that in 1 inning. And it was at the most crucial point in the game. So Brock Tiarina will face the same pitcher as I mentioned, Nicholas Yard. That one comes up high. Ball 1-1. Now a new catcher in the game for the Red Sox, and that is number 3, Daniel Castellanos from Los Angeles, California. So they're making a couple moves, but that goes inside on Tiarina, just missing. But should the Red Sox now hang on to win and force a Game 3 tomorrow, that will make things interesting on this pitching staff for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, because obviously they threw majority of their strong arms at the Red Sox here tonight. So it's going to really be interesting to see who they use tomorrow night. And good credit to the Red Sox. The offense has absolutely just been red hot tonight. 17 hits on the night so far, and Gulls with 9. And they were trailing majority of that ball game in double-digit numbers for hits, and somehow the Gulls still managed to just keep them off the scoreboard until the top of the 9th inning. As that's fouled out of play. Full count now to Brock Tiarina. So Gulls just looking to stay alive in this ball game, get the job done, but they got some work to do. They got to pick away in 1 inning. Not a lot of time to do it. Tiarina fists this one into foul territory, and it's going to be caught by Justin Simard. Good hustle there by the third baseman for out number 1. We've seen this. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen in the WCBL over the years here in Sylvan Lake, and if there's one thing to be said, and we've said it before on the broadcast, Jim Claggett and myself, never count a team out any single moment. And this goes to show as Anthony Gilbert hits this hard on the ground out into the left field for a base hit. So that might spring a little bit of energy into this Gulls offense. That'll bring up Michael Quick.
Now batting the left fielder, number 44, Michael Quick.
There's something romantic about baseball, and I mean, you got to give it to Regina. This has been a wild night for their fan base. If you're watching at home, I'm sure you have had a roller coaster of emotions in this game, as have all the Sylvan Lake Gulls fans. It has been a wild ride here in Game 2. And this is hit into the gap as well as Anthony Gilbert gets him a base hit. Michael Quick, my apologies, with a base hit. Gilbert's already over at first, and now he advances to second. Michael Quick has had himself a pretty solid night with the bat, 3 for 5 on the night. So that'll get a little bit of a meeting on the mound here, as the Red Sox don't want this inning to get away on them now after finally gaining the lead late in this ball game. So some warming up in the bullpen for Regina, and that's number 25, Vittorio Lacabucci from Vancouver, BC. One away, by the way. Gulls need 4 to keep this game going. Maybe we haven't seen it all yet. This could be one of the most epic finishes in the WCBL finals. It's probably already ranked up there for one of the biggest comebacks in a final. It's Trip Ray. Is at the plate. That one up high. Ball number 1. Trip Ray had that one base hit back in the 3rd. Yeah, fielder's choice in the 7th. Struck out in the 5th and grounded out in the 1st to shortstop. Fans staying with it though, as they always do. And Trip Ray just checks his swing and makes contact with the ball for a strike, a foul. 1-1. Some Red Sox fans in attendance trying to get the chant going. That one just missing outside. 2-1 the count to Trip Ray. His father in attendance, Tom. And so is Matty Fung's dad, Rob Fung. You know, a lot of parents come back to the ballpark to take in the experience of this final. And that is into the turf. 3-1 the count to Trip Ray now. Gulls would happily take a bases loaded situation, I'm sure. 3-1 the count to Trip Ray. And he'll take the walk. Bases loaded. Tie and run is at the plate with one away. And you won't believe who they're calling in. Right when you didn't think it could get much better, folks. The veteran, Matty Fung, is in the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, this is almost scripted. This is Hollywood kind of stuff that you see in movies. And we'll see what happens here with this me on the mound. I think they're going to throw in a new pitcher, as this will be at the end of the night for Nicholas Yard. But man, did Nicholas Yard have a terrific game when he came in. And that will be it. So, new pitcher in, and we'll let him warm up, and we'll continue the bottom half of this ninth inning. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. This is a game. We'll be right back. Well, here's the new pitcher for the Regina Red Sox, Vittorio Lacobucci from Vancouver, BC. He goes to Point University. And he's going to face the veteran of the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Crowd coming alive here tonight for Matty Fung. With bases loaded situation, one out. The Regina Red Sox have had a night. Even their pitchers have seemed to do the job too, only having to send 4 pitchers to the mound, whereas Sylvan Lake Gulls had to send, well, they had to send 4, but potentially 5 if they can save this. But, you know, at the end of the day, the Regina Red Sox absolutely roughed up the Sylvan Lake Gulls pitching staff tonight. And the Red Sox's pitching staff have gone pretty far. You got 3 innings of solid work from Nicholas Yard, 3 innings of solid work from Riley, just over 2 innings of work from Moist, and now Lacobucci will come in to try to finish things off here on Matty Fung. And he watches that go by. Matty Fung's got a good eye too, so he's not afraid to take a walk, and that would score a run. Simon Baker on deck, who's got a strong bat. Lacobucci steps away, resets, and now he'll throw. And Fung takes this in to the back. That will score a run. Bases stay loaded. And the winning run is at the plate. Tying run at first. Simon Baker. He's hit these before. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to say it. He has hit these before. This is a moment for the kid. Gulls looking to keep it going. And that's a called strike in there. Good pitch there by Lacobucci. Lacobucci saw 2 games already this season, 4 innings pitched, 3 Ks. He's only given up 2 hits before tonight. Baker swings at this, pops it up, and out of play in behind the Gulls dugout for 0-2 count. Base is loaded. Gulls just looking to chip away. Chip away, if anything. And it's a strikeout. Great pitch there by Lacobucci. So Gulls down to their final out. They've done a really good job early on in this game tonight with the 2-out rally. Found ways to score runs. And now they have to rely on that exact philosophy here right now with Kyle Lewis at the plate. Regina on the top of the 9th, as I was reminded from my great producer in the truck, they got 6 runs with 2 outs. So it is possible, ladies and gentlemen. That ball hit hard into the away dugout. And they were also down to their final strike. Kyle Lewis, 0-1 right now. Hit that RBI triple in the 6th, and man, could he use one of those right now. Oh and 1. Fouls this off the fists, back to the screen. Now the Sylvan Lake Gulls are down to their final strike. Crowd chanting, trying to keep Lewis alive here. And that's just down low. Oh my, what a pitch to watch go by. That's pretty close for comfort for anybody here in attendance. A good eye, though, by Kyle Lewis. Lacobucci, 1-2. Down low again. 2-2 the count. 2 away. Bases loaded. 10-7. Sox lead after an insane comeback. Can the Red Sox take this to game 3? And that's down low. Lewis has worked himself to a full count. Everybody will be running on this pitch. Kyle Lewis, all fate rests here in his bat right now to keep game 2 going. Runners on the move. And it's a strikeout. The Regina Red Sox have stunned the Sylvan Lake Gulls and have had the absolute biggest comeback in one of the Western Canadian Baseball League finals that has ever been seen before. They have done it 10-7, and there will be a game 3 needed here in Sylvan Lake tomorrow night. Absolutely incredible stuff from the Regina Red Sox. You have to give them huge credit. 17 base hits here tonight. And they just didn't stop. They didn't quit. They were down 2 runs in the top of the 9th. and they're down to their final strike, final out. They end up keep things going. They get 6 runs scored to go up by 4 runs. Sylvan Lake Gulls add 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Bases loaded, had a chance to maybe do the unthinkable again, but Regina gets the job done here tonight in the away field, and then they're against their opponent, and it has been absolutely incredible to watch if you're a Regina Red Sox fan or a baseball fan at that. And it's something that we just can't believe we have just witnessed here tonight. I think that's going to be the talk of this series, talk of the year for quite some time. No matter how tomorrow plays out, it's going to be something that people are going to remember for a very, very long time, including this Regina Red Sox team. Let's hand things down to field level with Joe McFarland and the head coach of the Sylvan Lake Gulls, Jason Chatwood.
Joins us at the ballpark this weekend. Joe is now with the head coach of your Sylvan Lake Gulls behind home plate. Joe, over to you.
Well, thanks so much, Joe. First off, Coach, walk us through the emotions, the mindset after a wild game 2.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard-fought game. Same thing right through the end. We'd punch, they'd punch back. We'd punch, they'd punch back. And kind of same thing as last night. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. And you don't go down fighting to the very end. And I think our guys showed that. We had some momentum and we're swing away. And it's going to be a tight series. And, yeah, it is what it is.
What's the message going into game 3 now back here in Gulls Stadium?
Yeah, I think we don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves, right? We fought hard all year. We got home field advantage. We got the best fans in the league, and we got a chance to win a championship at home tomorrow night in front of them. So that's our goal.
I'll let you get back to talking to your good boys. Thanks so much, Coach. That is Sylvan Lake Gulls head coach Jason Chatwood. As we continue here down at field level, we are also on Flow Sports, and joining us now is the head coach of the Regina Red Sox, Rye Pathakos. And Rye, first off, a big win, maybe an exhale. Walk us through what's going through your mind and what you're telling the boys as the innings are wearing on for you.
Well, our last month has been like this. The guys have a lot of heart, a lot of desire, no quit, and tonight you saw it. We're going to celebrate this for about half an hour, and then we're going to get to work tomorrow.
Same question that I asked Coach Chatwood. What's the message going into a game 3? It's winner take all at this point.
Well, at this point, I don't think you need to tell them too much. They know what's at stake. We'll have a good sleep tonight, get something good to eat, and we're ready to go tomorrow.
I'll let you get back to your boys. Thanks so much for doing this, Coach, as always. That is Regina Red Sox head coach Rye Pathakos. And now, to wrap things up here on the postgame show, both on FloCollege and here in beautiful Gulls Stadium, the president of the WCBL, Kevin Kavami. And Kevin, kind of what you hope for, right? You want a back and forth kind of series to wrap up the regular season.
Yeah, what a great game tonight, and the great game in Regina last night. Battling, and now we get to, for the 4th straight year, game 3, the winner take all tomorrow night here at Gulls Stadium. What an atmosphere here tonight at the stadium, and we can't wait till tomorrow night.
How impressed are you with the crowds for these playoffs? Because you think about Regina, packed house, Sylvan tonight, packed house. It's been like this the entire playoff run.
Yeah, it's been amazing, in Saskatoon, Regina, here, Okotoks, all packed houses, and it just shows the love the fans are having for the WCBL and their hometown teams. They just can't get enough of it.
The last one, talk about the talent level, because, man, everybody's putting on a show. Every team's got a really good talent level this year, it feels.
Well, I think, I was talking to Gary Brotzel this afternoon, the one from Regina, and he's the general manager and president of the Red Sox. And he said that last night, watching the game, it felt like you were in a Major League Baseball atmosphere with college-level players playing a Major League-style game. The entertainment is great for the fans at a reasonable price and right in your own backyard.
Well, we're going to do it right here in Sylvan Lake's backyard. Tomorrow night, the Harry Hallis Trophy is going to be right here again. One of these two teams is going home as champions. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one more round of applause for the Regina Red Sox and your Sylvan Lake Gulls on a fantastic Game 2. We'll see you again here for Game 3.
Well said, Joe McFarland, ladies and gentlemen, as we get post-game reaction from both the president of the league and then the head coaches of both sides and both teams. After an absolute incredible game here at Gulls Field. It was remarkable. An absolutely insane comeback from the Regina Red Sox, and you knew it was going to be a series, but did you ever have it in your playing cards? This is how we're going to Game 3. The Sylvan Lake Gulls, they had the lead, and they had it for most of the game, but the Red Sox bats just had something else to say. They were not going away, and as the head coach in Rai Pathako said, this team the last month has had nothing but heart, and the fans have had nothing but love for their Seagulls and their Sylvan Lake Gulls. Tai Yukamoto got things done with a 2-run homer. Gulls bats were hot early. Sox were a little quiet, but then the hits just kept coming, and it was enough that the Sylvan Lake Gulls defense eventually just couldn't keep them off the scoreboard. They finally found a way to get on the board. They tied things up, and they just absolutely stunned and silenced this Gulls team and this Gulls crowd. And we're going to go to Game 3, ladies and gentlemen, so it's going to be a good one. We can't wait to see you tomorrow night. Game 3, do or die for everybody at the broadcast booth. I'm Cale Clark with another bird's eye view on this one. We'll see you tomorrow night.